Let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Yes, good morning, everybody. We are ready for Monday morning. Are we ready for Monday morning? Monday morning. That's about as much of the song as YouTube will let us sing. I'll give us time for YouTube to let the people know that we're here. Let's go live over here on Instagram. There we go. So the people can see. Instagram needs to let them know that we are live and in living color here in good old Jacksonville, Florida. Let me see, I just got a message I need to make sure I look at. Hold on. Hold, please. Oh, okay. At the same time I am. So I'll put it there, but I don't know if that's the best move. Okay. Oh yeah. I'll have to see. I'll have to see. Okay. Oh, I didn't want that one. I wanted that one. Okay. Uh-huh. Yup. Hold on. I'm still waiting for letting YouTube tell the people. YouTube tell the people that we're live. So we can tell everybody that we're live. Come on. Yep, that's what I want. That's what I want. Um I guess y'all can see that the recent news has caused the market to pop just a taste. Um, I call it recent news. I'm not trying to call it necessarily what it's being called, but recent news has us with a little bit of a pop in some areas. Okay. Hey, Janae, look at you. Made it here all bright and early. Good morning, Ward. How are you? Good morning. We missed you yesterday on our evening call, our afternoon call. Good morning, Nori, and good morning, Tanya. I love it. My folks is here. I'm in the building. Okay, so we're looking here at this morning in the SPX 500. That's what we're looking at so far. SPX 500. Look at this long wick coming down to what 56.36 looks like. 56. It's a 3. Yeah, 56.36 here, and trying to move on up. Ooh, lordy. Ay. Okay, let's go look at some other things that are in the market this morning. The VIX is at 12.87, which is up 3.29%. Good morning, Lorenzo. That's what the VIX has got going right now. Stock market news. Okay, let's go see what's on. Goldman profits surge 150% on Wall Street rebound. Whoop. Come on, Goldman Sachs. We got it going. Hey, Mia. Good morning. Long time no see. I hope all is well with you and the family. Yes, all is well with me and the family. Good to see you. BlackRock assets hit record 10.6 trillion high amid ETF boost. I think BlackRock is the people who are carrying the crypto ETFs, aren't they? Yes, Janae made it, Jamie. I see that. Cleveland Cliffs is going to buy rival Stelco for $2.8 billion. Looky there. Alphabet closed a $23 billion deal. Cybersecurity startup Wiz. Then we talked about that a little bit yesterday. NVIDIA investor dilemma. How much stock is too much? That is a dilemma. How much is too much? Like, are you going to be too heavily weighted? Amazon Prime Day sales are going to hit a record 14 billion. The data firm says Amazon's probably going to pop this week as a result of that. So keep that part in mind. Amazon is probably going to pop. I got a few I want us to look at this morning. I've got Meta, I've got Amazon. We'll look and see. I wanted to look at Crowd as well this morning. If you got something you want us to look at, then please let me know so I can make sure I put it on the list. Make sure I put it on the list. Target is another one I wanted to look at. We talked about Target, I want to say on Friday. Right? Okay. There we go. Apple gains after Morgan Stanley calls stock top pick for AI efforts. That means Apple will make a little pop. Anytime these stocks get a little bit of an upward move or somebody says they up the price target or something like that, then, there's going to be a move. Goldman Sachs tops estimates on better than expected fixed income trading. Fixed income trading. What's that all about? Expectations have been set high for Goldman Sachs, with Wall Street businesses in the midst of a rebound after a dismal 2023. Our pre-market here, the Dow futures is up 0.53%. The S&P futures up 0.43%. NASDAQ futures up 0.52%. Oil is red. 10-year bonds is green. Okay. Yeah, that's that. Let's go with our this morning. Well, it's really kind of not this morning, but Powell is going to speak at 12 o'clock. At 8:30, we had the Empire State Manufacturing Index, which is past 8:30. Let me refresh this. Empire State Manufacturing Index, they were expecting negative 5.5, or this right here, and they ended up with negative 6.6, which is more than it was previously. So that is not a good thing. I'm not sure what the Empire State Manufacturing Index actually does. Let's read here and see what it says. Let's just read and find out. That's what we do. The level of diffusion index based on surveyed manufacturers in New York State is a leading indicator of economic health. Businesses react quickly to market conditions, and changes in their sentiment can be an early signal of future economic activity such as spending, hiring, and investment. This is a survey of 200 manufacturers in New York State, which asked respondents to rate the relative level of general business conditions. Okay. So basically it's a survey that they, survey these people, these 200 businesses in New York State, to see what is the state of things from manufacturing index. And the survey obviously didn't do very well. They thought it was forecasted at negative 5.5, which I'm not sure what that number is, what that number means, but it came out at negative 6.6. Powell is going to speak at 12 o'clock, so trade accordingly. Okay, there will be volatility. Okay, you don't need to. I looked at Google yesterday, Tanya, so we don't need to look at that again, but we can look at Triple Q. Nothing's changed from last night to today. I don't think anything's changed. You think anything's changed between last night and today? I got Palantir, DJT, and Triple Q. I got y'all. Okay. So that's what we got going for today. Tomorrow we'll have another red folder. But that will be that. Okay. Let's go see who had earnings this morning and who's got earnings the next couple of days. Ward, I got those written down too. Okay. So I see this morning Goldman Sachs was first thing, BlackRock, and then Guarantee Bank and Trust. Those are all this morning before market opens. After close, we've got First Bank, and I want to say this was Cross Bank and Service First Bank. That's going to be today after the market closes. Tomorrow morning, though, we're going to have Bank of America, United Health Group is going to report earnings, Progressive, Morgan Stanley, Charles Schwab, PNC, State Street, AngioDynamics, and the Mercantile Bank. Okay, that's who's going to report tomorrow morning. So if you're trading those, keep in mind. Keep in mind, I see you, Tanya. I already do. So Adam is he said Friday morning longs triggered in SPX at 55.80, 56.18 to 22 was the target. Key pivoting after a quick flush. 3:30 p.m. Friday, reclaimed the failed breakdown overnight for another long per the newsletter. The plan today, likely chop. 56.18, 22 is support, but it's kind of weak. It keeps 56.40, 56.58 alive. If 56.18 fails, then we dip to 56.13, 55.99. All right. If you're trading XSP, you've got 566 on the call side and 560 on the put side. The gap between ES and SPX is currently 50 points. The gap is 50 points. So last week, I wanted to show that last week, put our spreads, we had a 67% win rate last week. 67% win rate. So 8 of our trades were profitable. We're 100% profitable. We had 3 that were partially breached and 1 that was fully breached, but 8 out of 12, 67% win rate, will take it. This was on our credit spreads last week, right? Our credit spreads list that I promote, or I put out. I don't really promote it. I put it out every week. I put this list out. So in addition to that, we also use the PeakBot alerts for the trend spread. They, alerts are coming out. Well, the alert list is out all day. You can use it whenever you want. But the list is available to you, $5 a week for the alerts on PeakBot. I did 11 trades. These were the stocks I did: MU or Micron, Uber, Taiwan Semiconductors, NVIDIA, Exxon, Dell, and TQQQ. I did all those last week. And I made $137 in profit using $1,100 of collateral, which was 12.5% in profits in that week. Listen. It's a good little return for the week. If I do say so myself, that's a pretty good return for the week. All right. Now, leading this into, as I promote these things or put these things out in my social media, I do get comments and responses and inboxes about people who want to know how to use what we're using. People who want to use what we're using. So, Credit Spreads Masterclass is coming up in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Credit Spread Masterclass. We're going to learn how to use credit spreads to make consistent profits without having to watch your trades all day, because it's a lot more passive than entering and exiting on some of the other strategies. All right. July 27th, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we got a Credit Spreads Masterclass. You can register at educatortotrader.com. Hey, Karen. Educatortotrader.com. You can get registered and you can be there with us in live and live in color on the 27th of the month. 2 weeks. All right. 2 weeks. Let's see what we got. Oh, this is our current list. This is a list for this week. I went through these yesterday evening in our live at 5. And if you're not coming to live at 5, you need to make sure that you're putting the notification bell, putting your thumbs up. Make sure you get all the alerts when I send things out. But every Sunday, I'm live at 5, right? So I want you to make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, so that way you can make sure that you see me when I go live, right? I go live. So anyway, this is our list for the week. I'm going to look at some stocks this morning. I won't look at these again because we looked at those already. And if you didn't see those, definitely look for the video from last night, from yesterday evening. And then, but we're going to look at some other stuff here directly. Okay. Let's see. I got a nice little list of stuff to look at this morning. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Did we look at Amazon yesterday? Do y'all remember? I don't think we did. I feel like we did not. But let's look at it. Amazon may have some upwards movement as a result of Prime Days. Prime Days are Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. We got some Prime Days, and there may be some upwards movement as a result, because it definitely fell off a bit. We did look at this because I wrote this note up here yesterday. So I know we looked at Amazon yesterday. I would still go with put credit spread. I said here 187.5, 190. I don't know if my Thinkorswim is open all the way. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Let's see if we can get it open. All right, Amazon, I'm still going to go with support here. Probably support can be a little bit closer. It's currently at 194 in the pre-market. The support is 193 and some change. So I might even go up into, if I was trading it, I might go up even into 190, 192.5, 192.5, right? I might even go up in there, because you got some good support right here at 193 and some change. I'm opening Thinkorswim, so I'll be able to see here in a minute what's going on with that. So let's look at Meta. There's speculation that Meta is going to fall on down some more. It's already started 498 and some change. It's already started. Let's go put these, let's document our gaps. Okay, there we are with that one. I do see some support in this general vicinity, which is 494. But the gap just may call for it. I hear you calling my name. The gap just might call for it. Okay. Now, when we put on, you got your gap here, you can put on your quartile. So you know that within the gap, it's not a huge one, but let's see what's the gap amount. It goes from 477 all the way up to 484. That's about a 7-point gap. Within the gap, you're going to have some some support along the way at the 25%, 50%. You're going to have some resistance support in the middle. You're going to have a place to stop. Within the middle of the gap, I put the line on. This line really goes back with the May 15th candle. But even just below that, 50% is 480. That's around 480 is the midpoint of the gap. That could definitely be some support. If you want to even say the top of the gap would be support is at 484. So if you say, I believe it's going to 485, that would be very real as well. Let's see what's going on. If I turn on the 4 hours, maybe we can see what kind of movement that after post market. There we go. It's about the same place it was when it closed on Friday. So that's not really any different. But you want to see, I need to look at one more thing. You want to see this kind of is a shooter candle, right? Looking at a shooter. It's called a 2 down if you're a strat person. There is support at the bottom of it, which you see here, that candle, the wick of this candle kind of went right to that line and pulled back. So you can look that it may come on through here. But it's below support and headed to another one. Another support is at 491.66. So yeah, I guess there's a gap above it too. So let me document that. Don't want to be leaving off anything. This is a gap that's above it. Some of the price action filled this gap, but it's not completely filled. So price might go and fill the rest of this gap, which is about here. It may fill the rest of this gap. Let me put a little note on here. What is that noise? Oh, the recycling truck is out there. I was like, yeah, here's so much banging around outside. What in the world? So yeah, we got a daily gap fill, which part of it is filled, but this piece here is still in need of being filled. This little part from 508 all the way up to 512 still needs. So, we're not anywhere near there at this point. That doesn't mean that it won't go back up there and get it. But the speculation is that Meta will come down. So if we were to come down some more, let's look. Where are we on? We're on Meta. I'm going to look here at what our probability out of the money is for, and I know y'all can't see what I see. Hold on a little while longer. Let me see if I can move this. Come on, Cletus. Here we go. We're looking for this week, July 19th, and we're looking at Meta with call credit spread, believing it's going to go down to more probability. Well, let's see. We got a plus minus 18, which is a big old number. If we add 18 to this, we're at like 506, right? That would be 516. We'd be at like 516. So 515 could be a strike, which is a 76% probability out of the money. I could go with that. 515. Look at the vertical. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Come on. There we go. It says here you would take $46 in if you did 515, 517.5 as a call credit spread on Meta. That's almost 20% return on the money because it's a 2.5 spread. So it's almost 20% on the money. Let's go put it on the chart. Let's write it on the chart. 515 is up here. 515 right here. Call credit spread 515, 517.5. It's above the gap. So even if it does come to try to fill this gap, your strikes would still be above the gap. And the anticipation would be that it would come on back down. At this point, again, it's not at that place now, but that doesn't mean it can't go because the market can do what the market can do. But it is going down a bit already there. Okay. Nope, don't want to go to monitor. Okay, so that was Meta. Wanted to show you that. Hey, Lisa. Good morning. Let's look at Triple Q. Triple Q shows us we've got a little bit of, some upwards trending, but this was a real good resistance back here. Up here at 503 and some change. 503, and we've got support at the 480. Now, I believe Triple Q is bullish because you can see we've been definitely trending upwards. So you might just consider doing a put credit spread, just staying in line with what's going on. And we got banks coming in. Banks, I don't know how, Triple Q is more tech and stuff. Tech does seem to be pulling back a bit, but you've got Amazon, which is getting ready to make a move, potentially. Crowd. I don't know how big Crowd is in Triple Q, but you've got some stuff that could potentially move it on up some more. This is a shooter, but it's a green shooter, so it's a red shooter would give more indication of coming down. A green shooter says it really might go on up a little higher. This is an inside day. So when you're on inside day, I think I've talked about this before, inside day being this candle is inside of the previous candle. Then if you were entering for longs, if you were entering for calls and puts, just to buy calls and puts, you'd want to enter your call after it crossed over the 499.58, and you'd want to buy puts after it went below this 492.12 if all the things lined up. Let me turn on my time frame continuity, which kind of won't really be all that accurate for us seeing that the market is closed right now. But there's time frame continuity, basically shows that the month, the quarter, the week is red. The week has just started, so you can't even call it red. It just started today. What's our pre-market price? 496, but at pre-market we're at 496.50. So we went up a couple dollars even in the pre-market because we closed at 494. So let me write the notes on here. Calls entry above 499. I'm going to say 60. Let me see what the top of this candle is. The high 499.62. So I'm going to do 63. Okay. And so calls, and this is for straight if you're buying calls or buying puts. That's what this is. And then your puts entry below the low of this is 492.04. 492. Okay, if you were doing regular calls and puts, you would do this. If you wanted to do spreads, I still probably would go with a put credit spread because the anticipation, even with this pre-market, is that it's probably going to continue to go up. So let me see if I bring up Triple Q. Some of us do Triple Q on a daily basis. So that's one of the Triple Q is one of the iron condors that comes with those peak bot alerts I was just talking about. And you can trade it every single day as an iron condor. and pull in about 50% on your, 50% of the collateral. So if it's a one spread, you can pull in about $50, 50, sometimes 50, a little bit more than that. And you that every single day. I actually have a video that's coming out either today or tomorrow that's going to tell you how do you use those peak bot alerts and do those iron condors. It's going to explain, oh, come on. It's going to explain how to do iron condors from those alerts. There we go. Can we get some triple Q action? Yes. Okay. I'm going to go with the single so we can see what the put credit spread numbers are looking like. 72 is 493. If you wanted one more, 492. It's a plus minus 2.9. So subtracting 2.9 or 3, I like to subtract round numbers. Subtracting 3 from the current price. Current price is 496. Puts you at 493. Put you at 493. So I'm going to do a vertical 493. Paying $27. 27%. That's only on one side. If you decide you're doing the other side, that's going to be another $20-ish, depending on where you are and which strikes you're picking. And that'll be that. Yep, triple Q. I personally do the iron condors on triple Q. So I do iron condors as a seller, put credit spread, call credit spreads. That's what I do every single day, right? That's why I'm putting a video out on it. Yeah, the computer does have a mind of its own. That's what I do every day. I do the iron condors that I get from the alerts. So, and I think Tanya does the same thing. Maybe you do one side. I do both sides because I take in more premiums that way, and then I can close it off for about 50% profits if I so choose. Asleen, good morning. All right, that was triple Q. DJT. You already know DJT is popping. I personally don't trade it. My sensibilities won't let me, but it definitely came into this buyer's area and it has moved. It's moving on out of there. Regardless, if people say irregardless, I'm not going to say that because I know that's not the right word. Regardless of what has just happened, this was a nice little buyer's area. But oh my goodness, it has gone from, it has popped $16 in the pre-market. It closed at $30 on Friday and it's at $46 right now. So if you're trading it as a seller, I don't know. I would probably go on the other side because what will inevitably happen is people who got this nice little pop are going to start to sell. Just like you see here, when we got up, when they got up to this area before and into this area, you see there was a lot of selling that happened. Now it's in the middle of there. There's also a resistance right here. If I were going to trade it, I probably would do a call credit spread because the anticipation for me would be that it's going to come back down. The last time, a couple times it was in this same area. This is 51, which is about $5 away. But when it was up in this zone, it fell back down. Let me change this to a line and see what I see. I do see resistance at 51.59. And there's some that's in here. 59. So there's several steps of resistance along the way. Those are going to offer some slowdown, and this big old gap is going to be created, and we already know how gaps get. So if it jumps from $30 to 46, there's going to leave a massive gap right here. So it's going to pull back. I would anticipate pull back into that gap. It may not fill it. Obviously, that's a big gap, or not fill it all at once, but it's going to want to be filled. It's too big to not fill. And people are going to take their profits. That's the other thing. People are going to take their profits off it. So that's just the way things go. All righty. So that's a DJT. Palantir. It's on the move yet again. We'll move our trend line to Palantir. It's on the move. Last time we said 25.5, 26.5. Not sure if anybody took that trade back when we talked about it before. I would still go with the put credit spread. I see the same support is still good at 27.22. You probably got something right in here though, where the price is turned around right in. Come on, work with me. There we go. It's above that. It's at 28.07. Actually at 20. It's at 28.51 right now. It's just above this resistance area. So I would want to wait and see how it responds up in this area. It's current in the pre-market. It is above this resistance of, actually it's at the top of the wick, to be honest. It's not above it all that much. The wick, the top of this red candle is 28.59 and it's currently at 28.51. So it may be hitting this same spot and pulling back. I would want to watch it in this area to see if it goes through this resistance, if it goes through this liquidity area or it comes on down, because what will happen is basically this little wick is not a lot, but this little wick is what will be called liquidity. It's a supply zone, right? It's not a lot, but once Palantir comes up here and gets this gas, basically is what it is. It comes to get the juice. Once it gets the juice, that could be the juice to come the other direction, or sometimes it can be the juice to go on. But it grabs this juice, and many times it'll pull back off of that, which it seems to be doing that a little bit right now. Doesn't mean that it won't go on up some more, but once it absorbs this, it could, it has the gas to go to the next place. Full time frame continuity to the upside. So I probably would still keep that in mind, that it is trying to go to the upside. The entry here would be, if you were going with calls, I wouldn't enter calls until after it surpassed the top of this candle, which would be the 28.59. I would want it to get past there. Before you jumped in on calls. But now if you're doing put credit spreads, which we generally do, you're down here at 27, I believe. Let me bring us up on the option chain. We'll put it on single and we'll put it on Palantir. Put credit spread. Who asked me for Palantir? Put credit spread. I'd probably go with the 26.27. 26.27 is paying $10. If you were feeling a little more froggy because it's a 1.3 implied volatility and the current price is at 28.50, so that puts us at 27. Oh no, let me change this. I did 26.527, which is $10 is great for that. 50-cent spread, pull in $10. Yes, that is a 20% return. 26.27 pays $15. All right, morning, Carmen. So if you really wanted, actually the 26.27, 26.5 is going to pay better. It's $10 for a 50-cent spread. It's going to be better. So $10 for 50-cent spread. You can do multiple contracts. So if you did 2 contracts, $20, 3 contracts, $30, 4 contracts, $40. You can do that and still use the same amount of collateral. Well, if you do 2 of these, that's $100 of collateral, but you're going to take in $20. So that's a 20% return. Palantir, 26.5, 27 might be the move. Let me go put it on our chart. Put credit spread, 26.5, 27. Do multiple contracts. Okay, that's about a 20% return on your money. Yep, I know you. I tell you, see, you don't know me, sis. You already know. I'll be like, oh, Palantir. I love it. I love it. I love it when my people know me. Okay, let's go. HSY, which I'm not sure what that is. Ward always comes up with the fancy stuff. The Hershey Company. I think we've looked at this before with you. Hershey. I went to Hershey, Pennsylvania. Did a tour. I think I talked about not knowing that they made Twizzlers. Okay, there's a little gap underneath here, but they've been consolidating a while. What kind of trade are you looking at doing on here, Ward? What kind of trade are you looking at for Hershey? That gap is because there's part of the gap has been filled, but not all of it. But there is time frame continuity to the upside. So it could want to do that. Let me see what happens on the line chart. Yep, we're right in there. There is some support right here that's a little bit closer. Okay. All right. So we do have support about halfway through that gap. As we've mentioned before, there's some support in there to go on up. So if you wanted to do put credit spread, current price is at, I always forget to look at that. Current price is at 188.85. So it's a little bit below where it closed on Friday because it closed at 188.94. I do see though some resistance in this area here. That gap is filled. That's why it came right up to that line, that resistance line, and pulled back. So I don't know. I feel like we do have time frame continuity to the upside, but Hershey's got to get over this hump. And it's touched this area a couple of times and not been able to push through. Does it mean it can't go on up there again? So let's put us a call credit spread up here at 190. Let's go see what the option chain shows for spreads, though. Ward said, did I? I'm not sure of what strategy. Well, you got to have a strategy in mind when you're looking at your stuff. Morning, Saida. You got to have a strategy in mind when you're looking at the stocks. What are you going to do? So that way you will know, we know how to look at it. Short term, medium term. If you're buying, you're going to want more time. You got to look at different stuff. Okay, so 74%, if you're doing a call credit spread, I probably would go up to 195. I like the 192.5, but I wouldn't necessarily suggest anybody do that because it's a 74% probability to have the money. People get a little nervous when it's too close, especially because it's got full time frame continuity to the upside, which may be a little scary. Plus 4.7. So if we add 5 pretty much to where we currently are. Oh, the bid ask spread is monstrous. No. It's like $4 between the bid and the ask. That is a lot. What are y'all doing up here, Hershey's? So wow. Yeah, 189. This will be one that would be hard to get out of. I think we looked at this, not this one before, but once before we looked at a stock that had a big bid ask spread and it was hard to get back out. You can get into the trade sometimes a lot easier, but then trying to get out, somebody to buy these wide spreads could be difficult. But 189, add 5 to that, you're at the 195, which is what we looked at. 195. 197.5. It's a 2.5 spread paying $22. What I don't like about it is that bid ask spread. I'm not sure if y'all can see this up here. It's 185.12 is the bid and ask is 189. That's a 4 spread. It's really big. And Iron Condor could potentially work 22 on that one side and 22 on that one side. And you really could go to 180. Let's subtract 5 from where we are, which would be like 185, 182.5. 180, 182.5 vertical. Collect another $17. So you'd collect about $40, right? 22 and 17, about $40 you'd collect for 2.5 spread. Totally could go for that. So let's do, I said 182.5 and 195. 195, 197.5 for the call credit spread side, and for the put credit spread side, what did I say? 180, 182.5. Definitely when the market opens, if this is something you really want to look at, when the market opens, give it at least about 20, 30 minutes to make sure things settle down. I'm not sure how much volume. I don't know how much volume Hershey's has, but if it's, it may have its own people fluctuating in and out. You want to make sure that you let all the weekend stuff die down. Okay, KHC. This is the Kraft Heinz company. Kraft Heinz. They've been hanging in this zone a minute too. Kraft Heinz support. Whoop, move it. We're going on up. We're trying to anyway. There's a gap up here that needs filling. Needs a filling right here. And the price has not filled a little bit of that gap, only a little bit. And it's going to operate as resistance. So got a line there. How big is this gap from 32 up to 32.40 up to 32.80? So it's not that big of a gap. It's 40 cents. So that gap could be going on through. But if you were going to look at trading it for iron condors or suchy, I would probably go just above this gap, which will be 33, 34. It's probably a 50-cent spread. And if I was going to do the bottom, also when you're doing iron condors, I'm going to say 30, 31, 31.5. You want to enter one side, see what price action is doing, then enter the other side. So if price is moving towards one of them, then you're going to want to enter one side when you can get the better premiums, right? So that way, that does look good right there as an iron condor. I agree. So let's look at it on the option chain, KHC. It's going to be probably a 50-cent spread in the 30s. Yep, $30, $31 stock. It's going to be around there. So let's go to single, see if the numbers I picked are still good numbers. 31.5, I believe I did say that one on the bottom side, and on the top side, 33 at the most. I probably would do 32.5 because it's got a plus or minus 1. And if you go up 32, push you at 33, and take away 1, push you at 31. So y'all know me. If I was going to trade it, I'd be right here at 33, 33.5 right now. It don't show no monies, but that doesn't mean that it won't when the market opens. It shows a penny. We don't want that. We want at least 10% returns on our money or no dice. Okay, so this is not right. The market needs to open for this one because even the 30.5, 31, it's showing a $60 debit, which means you're going to pay, but it's red. So it's the option chain is not acting right at this point. So wait till the market opens to see what's going on with that one. Okay, I wanted to look at crowd. Where we at? I'm at 9:12. I'm on good timing. I've got about 8 more minutes, and I want to be wrapping up. Okay, crowd. Ooh, y'all see this monster here? Y'all see that monster gap it's going to try to get back into? At least a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Putting us on some quartiles to let us know how this gap may feel. 25, 50%. I'm going to put one line at the 50% mark because this is a good size gap. It goes from 349 all the way up to 366. Wow. 358 is that line, and 362. Actually, we probably should put some more lines on here because that's $4 apart. So those are probably going to provide some support as well along the way. Yes, it's going to provide support along the way. But I see you got time frame continuity going to the downside. This is, I want to show you another one of those ones we were talking about where this is the candle is within the bounds of the previous candle. Within the bounds. So I'm going to show you exactly in case you were looking to do it as a buyer. Some people might. I got all kind of folks in the community. And even though I am a seller coach, doesn't mean people who are around don't want to buy sometimes. But with this, you would enter, let me see what's the bottom of this. You would enter this, the low 367.76. You want to enter a puts entry below 470, nope, what'd I say? 367.75. As a buyer, as a put, not a put credit spread, a put, like going on down into this gap, right? And if it goes another way, you want to have a calls entry above, ooh, what kind of spelling is that? Above 374.50. I'm thinking it's probably not going to do an upside move. It may gather some strength from here because it's coming to the pivot place and then go on down some more. But that's just speculation. But that's how that would go. If I was doing this for call credit spreads, I mean, if I was doing this, I would do call credit spreads. If I was trading it, I would trade it with call credit spreads. I would use this as my same place, basically, as my resistance. Let me put us a little name on here. So call credit spreads at above, what is this? I'll do 375. If 375 might be a little close. Let's go look at the option chain before I say 375. Strongly single, and we're looking at crowd. Looks like 382.5, maybe 385. It's a plus minus 14. Yeah, let's go with 385, not 375. Ooh, that would be scary. That would be scary. Call credit spread. Okay. I would do that with the anticipation that it's continuing to go down on into the gap. That is crowd to the downside. Target. Target has some upside opportunities. It's trying to go for some upside opportunities. Let me see what the 4 hour looks like. I don't want extended. I want regular. Give me the regular. Current price is in the pre-market is at 153, so it's trying to climb a little bit. We got time frame continuity going upwards. This gap here is filled. This gap way down here is not. Put credit spread. What made me put that line right there? Was that there from the other day? It's at 153. I feel like we looked at target. Okay, so 148, 149, 79% probability out of the money on the put credit spread side. One thing I did this weekend is I revisited my trading plan. And I hope that you all consider doing that as well. I revisited my trading plan with the thought and the notion that I wanted to refresh my mind on what I had written. You know, when you write down your trading plan when there is no stress. So that way, when there is stress, you got something you can refer to. But I did a revisit. I looked at my previous trades for the week, how those went, what things were going on, what things I did and didn't do, how I was feeling, all those things that you're supposed to do when you're refreshing, checking out your results. And then I did a revisit and a readdressing and a rewriting in some cases. I adjusted it a bit to see what is, make sure your trading plan is up so that way when the market is open and when everything is all popping, you're not in the motion, in the minute, trying to figure stuff out. You've already figured it out, and you can go back to that in the minute and say, well, what did I say I was going to do? I said I was going to close these iron condors at 2x. I said I was going to close them at 50% profit. I said I was only going to enter things that are here, here, here. I said you got to go back and refresh and remind yourself of what you said to yourself in the non-heat. People might call out alerts and you're like, oh, that sounds like good. And what do you know, you off doing it? You're like, this is not a part of my trading plan. What are you doing? These are the things you have to, whatever that is. I'm in this trade because somebody said, and now I'm like, I have no conviction about this trade. What am I doing here? Or you enter the trade and forget all about why you got there. Like, why did I get in this? I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to me. So the whole point I make it is that you revisit your trading plan and that you make sure that you're aware of what you want your trading to be. That what do you want to be doing? Your opens, your entries, your exits. What are you doing with those? Okay. Looking at the gap that's above MU, MU has full time frame continuity to the upside going. It does have a gap that it's going to try to get back into. Looks like it might want to try. It is a 2 up on the day. Let me see what it is on the week. Oh, that's a 4-hour chart. That's not even the day chart. This is another one. Remember I told y'all about the ones I was just talking about when it's inside of the previous candles? Inside of the previous candle, at the top of it is here, and the bottom of this candle is here. Entries for calls above this 134, entries for puts below the 130. There is some support down here for the put credit spread. Put credit spreads, there's support right here in the 129.90 area. Yep, so a put credit spread, put credit spread. I don't know if it's I think MU is a 2.5 spread, so I don't think the 189, 190 is going to be applicable. Oh, wait. Was I looking at MU? What was I looking at? That says MU. How to get 189? Oh, that's not an 8. Like, who? What the world? 129, 130. That's what we're talking about. 129, 130. Okay, 130 is a 69%. You might want to go one more strike, depending. 129, 130. 129, 130 is going to pay $28. Ooh, this is the one you write down. It's the one you write down. 129, 130 for $28. Even if you went to 128, 129. Nope, that's the wrong one. I picked the wrong one. 128, 129. It takes in $24 on one side. 24%. Even if you closed it for $12, $10, that means you got, 13, 14, 15% return on your monies, return on your collateral, right? So let's go back to that chart. 129, 130 is just below this support. Support is right here at 129 and some change. If you wanted to, look above 137, that's getting into the gap. That's a 25% mark on the way through that gap. Let's go see what the numbers over here say on the option chain. 139 is 76%. 139, 140 takes in another $20. You take in $44 on the iron condor. Now, MU may go in one direction. So you're going to want to maybe not necessarily jump onto an iron condor all at the same time, even though it's been consolidating here for a minute. But, wait and see, maybe one side or the other side, and then see what the opposite side has to offer. 139, 140. Where is the current price? Current price is right here in the middle. It's at 134. Is where right around where it closed on Friday. Okay. If you're going to trade it for this week, you could definitely go 139 actually puts you up here above the 50% mark on the gap. So that would be even much better. Even much better. Put you above that one. So you got two resistance on the way. Okay. Janae says, I agree. Have next steps considered. Yes, we have to think about what are you going to do if, because in the moment, it's almost impossible in the moment to make a decision. It's almost impossible in the moment to decide what it is you're going to do. Your body and your brain and your nervous system all working together. What if it comes back? What if, and it don't. Okay, reminder one more time. Credit Spreads Masterclass is going to be in 2 weeks on a Saturday, the July 27th. Please make sure you go ahead and register at educatortotrader.com for the Credit Spreads Masterclass. Okay. That's for those who always see me talking about credit spreads and you're not real sure about what is going to be going on, right? You're not sure how to do them. Let's meet up and talk and do it live in living color so you can see what it all includes. All right. Let me get us to where we need to go. Peakbot examples for alerts. Chart your way to 100K free checklist. If you're new to options 411, unlocking the basics, $17 on a basic option selling class. The E2T membership, always open, always available. 8:30 in the morning calls. We got weekly training, coaching calls on the weekends, and access to all the other things I do, as well as a Telegram group where we hang out together and we offer help and guidance, assistance, all the good things. Just having a community. Really, it's a community to trade with, trade ideas, trade suggestions, all those things. The best of me happens inside of that Telegram. E2T Trader's Declaration. I declare I'm a great trader. I declare I'm a successful trader. I declare I'm a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses. My account's growing more and more each week. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I always make smart and lucrative decisions for my portfolios. I declare I'm a level-headed trader who does not trade my emotions. Lord, it's you who gives us the power to get wealth. Deuteronomy 8:18. You teach our hands to war and our fingers to fight. Help us today to trade wisely and strategically in order to fulfill this purpose. Give us more than enough so we can have what we need and enough to be a blessing to others. In Jesus' name, amen, amen, amen. All righty. So let's see real quick. I think I took off. Let me put it back on here. I think I need to get me a taller chair, or I need to bring this monitor down some, one or the other. I always feel like I'm craning my neck when I look up at this screen. Okay, so we're at the SPX 500. I can put us on a shorter time frame so we can see we've got about, 3 minutes before the market opens. I definitely plan to be done sooner than this, but here we are. All right, this is a 15-minute. So it's been climbing a bit. Again, don't forget that JPow speaks at 12 o'clock. Keep that in mind as you're trading. Those in my community, we'll be talking about alerts in the chat. I'm going to get those videos uploaded so we can see how do we use the alerts and how do we use the iron condors. All righty. So it's one live, but Sims are okay. Absolutely. Sims are okay. Listen, we're learning. Hey, Abra. Sims are great. Doing your paper trading for sure. For sure. We're learning. As long as you're learning and trading, I think that's wonderful. All right, everybody. I'm going to bid you all adieu. Where I want you to stay green. I want you to get this money, and I want you to have a great green day. All right, everybody. Goodbye.